What's up, guys? How you doing? Professor EDC with another BLADE-OSOPHY video, continuing with the Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. And today we have these beauties as eye candy right here. And the chapter today, I reduced and summed it up in three brief paragraphs that are very, very important, I think, apply to everyday life, especially if we focus on our significant other and getting into discussions or fights with them, or let's just leave it at that. Of course, it can be applied to our jobs and everything, but let's hear what Musashi has to say. All right, the chapter is called Fixing Your Eyes Everywhere. In the path of martial arts, when we get to know our adversaries and we perceive their combative spirit, if we are able to practice the art effectively, we'll even be able to know the distance and speed of the blade. In general terms, the focus of the eyes in martial arts is on the heart and mind of our adversary. From the two forms of perception, seeing and observing, the eye that observes is the stronger. By perceiving the heart and mind of the adversary, the whole situation, by amplifying the eye's focus and perception. Thus, sensing the conditions of strength and weakness every time and concentrating in achieving victory. Woof! That's a big load to swallow. I think let's take this to another scenario. And let's put it in a place where we are having a discussion with our significant other, with our father or mother or a brother or a friend. And when we have perfected certain abilities, here he calls it the art or the path, as he mentions. And when we practice developing our senses, when we practice meditation in yoga or Tai Chi Chuan or things like that, we'll be able, and this I know out of experience, not just theory, but we'll be able to strengthen this sense, because I think we all have it, some more dormant than others, but we'll be able to awaken this sense, this sixth sense, if you will, as to being able to even feel, like he mentions, the distance and speed of the blade. And let's change blade for angry tongue or an angry mouth if we are in an argument. And sometimes we get to know the adversary. That's why I chose to say adversary instead of enemy, because sometimes it's just a person who we happen to disagree with or have gotten into an argument, most of the times stupidly. But the point here is to win. How do we win? We're not going to, at least that's not my focus. I don't want to squash or obliterate the other person. That's not what I want. Especially if it's a person that I care for. But I have to know that person. And by knowing this person and by developing skills within myself, I'll be able to sense when in an argument when things are gonna get worse, and by listening and by being alert to everything that is happening, to the mood of the person, to the sound of the voice, to the glare of the eyes. And that's what he says, or means, when being able to focus and unveil the heart and mind of our adversary. Not only that, but seeing is one thing, but observing is another thing. And that importance, as to have a wide vision of what is going on, and of how we got to that point, whether in a business meeting, or with a significant other, a person we care for. We should practice this, as he mentions every single chapter in the end. He says, always practice. Practice till perfection, and so on. So it's like getting into how do you call these machines? I just forgot. When you practice, like pilots practice in these machines by simulator. So let's think of our minds as simulators. And if we can simulate arguments, if we can simulate situations over and over, what happens when we study multiplication tables? We learn them by memory, right? It's the same when we simulate things in our mind. We are making like a road in our minds, connections with our neurons, and they learn the path. They learn that road when simulating, and instead of getting angry and attacking back, retaliating, we're going to be able to act differently by simulating, by going through these scenarios. And well, we know how we would react normally, but what if we did things differently? What if we explored many sides, many paths different than the one we usually take? What if this is going to be very, very, very updated? What if a Republican says something to us about their candidate, or vice versa, a Democrat? Instead of answering with that anger or even hatred, what if we simulate something different in our mind? And we do this over and over and over, and find different paths, and find dead ends, and find it's a little bit like Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if you ever played, but it was a board game that back in my day, when I was young, we used to play, and other games as such. So those were simulators. And what if we were to take those games, those mind games, and apply them to real life? We're going to have a very important business meeting with our boss, and unfortunately, our boss also invites or calls to the meeting the person that we are competing with for X or certain position in the company, okay? What if we were to simulate this in our minds many a time before the meeting, and explore the different ways the meeting can go? Also doing the same with an argument with our spouses, wives, and sisters or brothers or friends. Driving, instead of honking the horn aggressively, or screaming, or finger flicking, or whatever. What if we explore different avenues of solving that situation? And I think that's what he's telling us, what Musashi is telling us, what many other people, wise people, tell us, as to have a wider, a stronger, an amplified vision in mind that can sense these things, that can sense people, the person in front of us, that can sense even the malice of that person that is competing and that is cheating in some way. And we can sense it and do something about it, and not just, stay quiet and have the other person speak more or tell some lies that we know they are lies. And what if we, by learning this, what if we learn how to do something to unveil those lies as he is telling those lies? What if we were to, before our significant other spits something harmful, what if we act gently? What if we change the way we are looking at her? What if we say something that surprises our mom or dad? The objective here is to win, but we have to have clear what is winning. What is winning to us? Of course, if we are in a street fight, we know what winning is. But winning in life is not the same thing in every situation. And that's something that we have to analyze, and that we should analyze. Because sometimes by losing, we win. There you have it, folks. That's what I get from it, and I try to apply it as best as I can in my life. And I hope you enjoyed it. I have these 4 beauties right here, which I think are very symbolic of their price ranges. Under $100, above $100, close to $200, and $300. So I think these are for great prices and great blades. Really enjoy them. Anyways, I am left thinking by all this, and hope you too. Have a great week, and see you during the week. Professor EDC, oh, by the way, I haven't given you any homework, right? So, as your professor, please subscribe, share, click on the bell for notifications, like and participate, or unlike if you didn't like it. And you can reach me at professor with 1 S, professoredc@hotmail.com, and in Instagram at professoredc. All right, there you have it. You guys take care. Bye-bye.